And I talk about the fact that you might not need FOI today, but you're going to need it eventually. And when the need arises, it's going to be an acute need. And so you'd better take care of the right to access governmental meetings and records when you don't need it, because it's when it suddenly pops up on your dashboard that it becomes really, really important. I can't tell you how many activists around this issue I know who did not know what the term meant. If you'd asked them what freedom of information is, they're going to have no idea until the day in which something happened. My favorite example is a guy in Northern Virginia who woke up one early morning, coffee cup in hand, looked out across his very rural wooded backyard to find a county survey crew tromping through the backyard. It was at that nanosecond that he became very interested in information about county planning and zoning. He marched down to the county, asked why there was a survey crew in his backyard, and a couple of hours later, an activist was born. That's the way open government, I guess it's both its blessing and its curse. The blessing is people who care about it care a great deal about it. The curse is that it's hard to get people in the abstract to understand why it is so important until it suddenly becomes important to them. Ask nicely first. Don't sort of get all Woodward and Bernstein-y right off the bat and come crashing through the door. It's the same stuff we tell our students all the time. Once you have been initially denied, then the game actually begins to be played. That's what you must understand. Don't make your entire daily report contingent on an FOI request. That would be stupid. If something comes back from an FOI request that informs your daily report or creates a new daily story, great. But don't make it like, don't go to your editor and go, I got this FOI request, and if it comes in today, I'll have a great story, because that is a recipe for disaster. Editors expect copy that's promised to them. That having been said, I think once you get the initial denial, it's how you respond that separates you from the competition, I think. If you look at this in a game-like fashion, and then you sort of take that initial response as the first volley in what's going to be a multi-volley game, then you can have fun with this process, actually. It has great potential for mischief making. And if you like to make mischief, which is probably why you got into the business of journalism in the first place, then it's a fabulous tool for that, because you can be just as polite and civil and patient as humanly possible and still get what you want in the end and be incredibly persistent. And I think the sort of magic lies in figuring out within your own personality how to make that work for you, how to just be unbelievably, maddeningly persistent, but at the same time be very, very nice and civil. And I don't know, I find it incredibly effective. It drives public officials nuts. I want to underscore the fact that you got to get involved in this issue if you care about it, because it's not one of these things that is, enshrined in the First Amendment of the United States so that it's always going to be there. Legislatures take away access to governmental information every day, and for it to withstand particularly this sort of post-9/11 deference to law enforcement and intelligence gathering, it requires a lot of vigilance on people. It's a bipartisan value. It's not right or left. It's about keeping an eye on them, and everybody agrees on that. Yes, they should get themselves to the NFOIC website, I think, first and foremost. Find a state group. There are state groups in every state. Go join up and get involved. This is one of those great areas where if you want something to do, there's plenty to do. And there are people that will be more than willing to welcome you into the coalitions and put you to work.